Welcome back. You know, if your children have access to technology and social media, it's important to provide them tools to proactively remain safe online. It's a conversation that we continue to have at our house. I'm sure yours as well. Joining us now with critical information for parents to know and to share with our kids, Rania Mancarios, Executive Director of Crime Stoppers Houston. Rania, it's always great to see you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. It's always good to be here.
This is a great topic. It's one I feel like my husband and I have with our kids on the regular, and it's something that is never too often. And when we talk about the dangers of being online and the ages and all of that, we have to really talk about the #1 bullet point of really sexual exploitation.
Absolutely. Listen, our kids are being raised in a new world, and that's the online world. And we're learning as they're going through things. So it's important that we're on top of it. I wrote a book on it, and I hope everybody gets it. So here's the thing. 1 in 4 girls, 1 in 6 boys will experience sexual exploitation by the time they're 18. We know that almost 90% of minors who receive a sexual advance receive it online. So we have to be aware that this is happening and have some really odd conversations. And here's the first one, Courtney. Kids, sexting is now the new first base. It's the first thing they're going to do as they enter a relationship or talk about sending nudes or inappropriate photos or messages. It's got to be part of the new birds and bees conversation. I mean, we have to wrap our heads around that, but we can do it, and we have the tools to keep them safe. It's just stopping to really take a look at the landscape.
And really talk about it, because not talking about it is not the answer. You have to have these conversations. That's just the world that we live in today. We do want to mention today, January 11th, is National Human Trafficking Awareness Day. We need to talk to our kids about this. It's not just a girl issue either. Texas is one of 3 states that it's #1. Houston is a hub for this. This is a big red flag.
It is a big red flag. So listen, we want everyone to sit and talk to their kids today about, one, if a person online that you know or you don't know, that you only know through an online conversation, is asking to meet with you or asking for personal information on you, that's a red flag. If they're requesting photos of you, that is a red flag. And third, if they're going to talk to you about anything that's inappropriate, whether it's nude photos, drugs, or any type of illegal activity, even if they're presenting it as a joke, that's your third red flag. We want every time a child sees one of those 3 to have their antennas up, to think something's not right, and I need to recognize this, proceed with caution, either block that person, tell your parents or caretaker, but create an exit strategy, because at that point, you're walking down a slippery slope.
Absolutely. I love that exit strategy. Our kids should be equipped with that as well. I think the other thing is, Rania, you and I have laughed about this, and I'm sure other parents have as well. Like, you know, our 6 and 7 and 8-year-old kids know the technology and the apps and the games better than we do. We go to them for the advice, right? When our phone's not working or we don't know how to click on something, we go to the younger generation. That shouldn't be the answer. We should be able to know what platforms our kids are on.
Yeah, and Courtney, you hit the nail on the head. It's actually very hard to do, especially when I talk to so many parents and say, okay, I just figured out Snapchat. Now they're talking about OnlyFans. Like, it's impossible. So tools to help parents navigate this. I really believe in creating evergreen tools that live with parents and aren't dependent on the latest, newest gadget or technology, because we will always be outsmarted, unfortunately. So that's one of the big things I try to do, is create these evergreen tools that live with you as you raise your children and live with your child no matter where he or she finds themselves online. I will say this too. So many parents say, well, I've installed monitoring apps, and those are awesome. We love Bark. It's the greatest one in our opinion, but that can't be your only strategy. You know, you've got to have other mechanisms in place, and they're really through conversations that guide your kids to safety, no matter what the newest online challenge is, the latest online trend is, whether it's National Human Trafficking Awareness Day or child abuse information, you know, a day about child abuse. It's got to grow and live with our kids. And that's what we strive to do through these conversations and through putting out content.
Absolutely. And keeping that line of communication open. And it's great to have those monitoring apps and things But you got to use them too. You got to look at them. It's one thing to say, I downloaded, I got it, but then if you don't use it, it's sort of pointless. Rania, we got to leave it there. Thank you so much. It's always great to catch up with you, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thank you for having me, Courtney.
You bet. If you'd like to connect with Rania, head over to our website, HoustonLife.tv. Click on the Scene on Houston Life section. Now let's send it over to Joe, who spoke with an actress from a popular BET series. This is a good one, Joe.
It really is.